life.
Oh, he did. That's about it.
Yeah, that's the best comment.
Yeah, Khan. So can you read Ezekiel 38,
38.
4 again?
Kan. Like, yeah. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shield, all of them handling swords.
Khan. So if you look at Russia, also Russia, they're built different. It doesn't matter what conditions they're in. They're always down for war.
God.
And the Most High is going to put hooks in his jaw to turn him back to fight against the land of the North, which is speaking about America.
God.
Yeah, Salakia.
Salakia.
Yeah, so continue.
Khan.
So he's going to come with all his forces against America.
And Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them, with shield and helmet.
And if you go into that word Persia, Persia is Iran,
Khan.
because they changed their name. Their name was changed into Iran not that long ago. It was in what, 1950 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Khan. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee.
So the house of Togarma, that's Turkey. So all these allies of Russia, they are also gonna put their forces against America.
Khan.
Yeah.
Be thou prepared, and prepared for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
God, be thou a guard unto them, meaning Russia has got their back. All these other countries that we just read about, Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, Turkey. So Russia has been put there to be a guard unto them. When America wants to push their agenda upon them, then Russia's usually like, no, we're not going to do that. Chill out, they're with me, so don't come to them like that.
Hold your peace.
Yeah.
Khan. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them.
God. So that land is speaking about Israel, because Israel is now a wasteland, but the people thereof are scattered abroad. But when they shall come, they shall be safe. And now, if you look at Israel, as we started this lesson with, Israel, there's no peace there. The whole land is waste. The Palestinians are against the Israelis because they're not the real inhabitants of the land. Israeli means inhabitant of the land, but they are not the real Israelites, because if you go into the word Israelite, it's a descendant from Israel.
From Israel. Khan.
So that's why they're constantly fighting. They think Israelis, they are usually Amalekites, and they think that they have that land, that they own that land, because they think that they have that birthright from Genesis 25, 27. But then Ishmael also thinks, because those are the Palestinians or the Ishmaelites, and they also think that they have right in that land, that they have the birthright. But that's not true, because Hagar, their forefathers' mother, Ishmael's mother, she wasn't the land Slakia. She wasn't the seed line that was gonna be chosen above Israel.
Khan.
Or let me rephrase that. Hagar was sent away, but he was really the firstborn. But the Most High, He doesn't always work through that. You know, look at Esau and Jacob. You know,
Kan.
the firstborn was Esau, but still the birthright goes on to Jacob. You see?
Also with Jacob's his son. But Reuben was the firstborn, but it didn't went to him.
Because he defiled his father's bed.
That's
so
right.
The birthright went to Ephraim and to Judah.
Kan.
You know? God.
Read it again.
Yeah.
Kan, this is verse 8. After many days thou shalt be verse 9, Salakia. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus said the Lord power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. Unwalled villages, Salakia. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates.
God, and that's the land of America. Because if you look at the Americans, they live in
Without
peace.
care.
Yeah, without care. So if you have a village and you want to protect it, you're gonna build up a wall structure. But they don't have that over there. They go in other countries to destroy them, but their own country that's open, wide and open, you know.
Okay.
So that's why the Most High, He's gonna put it in the spirit of Russia to go against America and point their missiles against America, you know, and none of them is gonna fail.
Prophet precept.
God.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah.
When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
God. So the Most High, He's putting
Syria?
Yeah, so what the brother read in Job is that these elites of Esau, they have a plan. They have this new world order that they want to push, but in the fullness of his sufficiency, meaning when he's gonna make that move to put the nail on the coffin for that new world order, that's when the Most High is gonna rain upon them. What is He gonna rain upon them? The ICBM missiles, you know, the destruction. He's gonna lay it waste, you know. And that's when also, as I was going into, Yahushua is going to be in the midst of the fire. He's going to consume also all the wickedness that is going to be left, because these elites, they're not really scared of those ICBMs. Why? Because the pride of the pride of them has deceived them. They have made these bunkers that when they know that the missiles are coming, they're going to go into the bunkers under the sea, in space, you know, in the clefts of the mountains. That's where they're going to dwell, and they're going to be like, okay, we're going to wait until
hide there.
We're gonna hide
wait
there.
until this Passover, and then we're going to come and continue with our New World Order plans. But the Most High, He's going to endow His men also with spiritual powers, and they are going to seek them out in the clefts of the mountain and all these bunkers that they're going to be in. You know,
Many hunters.
Yeah.
This is Amos chapter 9. Amos chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
God, because the Most High is going to use His men, you know, because those are the hands of the Most High, as it says in the book of Psalms. You know, He's going to use them, the men of the Lord, which are us, Yaratazah, the men that are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They are going to put their hands upon these elites and bind them in chains in fetters of chains.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 17. And he shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. Jumping to verse 20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise.
Yeah, the world, which world? The world of Israel is gonna fight with him. You know,
Isaiah
the one,
45 and
the
17.
under the 44,000 men that are gonna be endowed with the spiritual power. They are gonna fight with him, which is Yahushua, and then they are gonna bring forth judgment of the Most High, which the Most High has indignation, which is righteous judgment, righteous anger, because he looks, he has his eyes on the sinful kingdom, and he sees that, you know, this place has to go, but he's waiting until the cup is overflowing, and then he's gonna come, because there's not gonna be a case anymore for these people. Be like, yeah, no, but I didn't know, or I didn't sin willfully. Everybody has to know this, and then the judgment of the Most High is gonna come. You know.
I got a precept.
I have scriptures.
Kan.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, okay.
I have scriptures. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end.
Yeah, man. World without end. Israel's not going to be confounded and not going to be shamed again, because now these people they lick our wounds. They are glad to have us in this low estate, you know. But in that time when Yahushua is going to make manifest the kingdom, when he comes, you know, everything's going to be put right side up. The righteous are going to be in authority. They're not going to be ashamed, because now the righteous they are at the bottom of the food chain. And the righteous is speaking about the Israelites keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Not all of Israel is going to do that. You know, you have a certain portion, as we were going into, that have accepted and got these mysteries of the kingdom, and they are going to prophesy. And that's speaking about the 144,000, and 1/3 they're going to get it. But 2/3 of our nation has to go.
I have all the scriptures.
Got it.
Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 31. Arise, get you up unto the worldly nation that dwell without care.
Yeah, they're speaking about America, the unwalled village.
You just read that, right?
Not this one. It's Ezekiel 38. It's
38,
kind of-
yeah.
What else? Said the Lord Yahweh, which have neither gate nor bar,
Which
which
had neither gate nor bar,
which dwell alone.
which dwelleth alone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's speaking about America. Destruction is going to come upon them. Even if you look at their movies, these alien invasions are always in America. You know, it's in their spirit. I saw this meme. You got the whole world, but then you got America, and always these aliens see America.
Always siege America. Yeah,
They
that's
don't
true.
go to South America
Or Europe.
or Africa. No, it's always America, because they know the Most High, He puts it in their spirit to have that fear, like, hey, something is going to come for us. And that's why when they see these chariots, they're sore afraid, they're scared, because they know that something bad's gonna happen to them.
What movie you just said?
No, in all movies, when the aliens come, they always go to America.
like that.
They don't go somewhere else, for Australia or Asia. It's always America. It's always America.
I had the precept, according what you were saying about hunting for the elites. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them.
Yeah.
And after,
Gone. So we are the fishers. You know, as Yahushua, he was walking, he also saw, who was it, Peter and Simon. They were fishing with their
Peter
father.
and Simon. Simon is Peter.
Oh,
Peter and Andrew.
Peter
Simon and Andrew.
Simon,
Simon and Andrew. No, so he saw these men. They were
James and John also. He was also fishing.
exactly. So that's their trade, and that's what we are doing. Also, we are fishing for the elect right now. So with this prophesying that we're with these prophecies that we're speaking out, the men that is gonna hear that. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. The men that sigh and that cry, they are gonna hear this and they're gonna come and flock to this word. They're gonna be like, wait, all these things that I'm hearing about this kingdom, you know, it's vexation of spirit, and I'm not really in the right in peace of mind right here. But the way you are speaking about how everything is gonna fall, you know, all these kingdoms, as it says in Jeremiah 28 and 8, you know, that's gonna reside with their spirit. You know, the spirit itself bear witness that we are the children of Israel. So just like in that manner, the man is gonna come, he's gonna listen, he's gonna be like, okay, I want this place to fall. Preach me more, and that's how you see that he's a sheep of Israel. You know.
Yeah, I have a scripture.
Done.
This is Mark chapter 1, verse 14. Now after that John was put in prison, Yahushua came unto Galilee, preaching the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High. So this shows you Yahushua went, this is how it started. He went by himself and he started preaching. Yahushua went by himself on the highways and byways and started preaching like how we're preaching today. And saying, the time is fulfilled and the kingdom of the Most High is at hand. Repent ye and believe the gospel. Now why did he say the kingdom of the Most High is at hand? Because the earth is divided into 12 parts. And when Yahushua was on the scene, it was the 10th part. Okay? So from 12, if you are of 12 parts, if you are in the 10th part, you are at the end, man. You are at the end. So now we are in the 12th part instead of the 10th. Because we 2,000 years later, one day with the Heavenly Father is as 1,000 years. You see? So we are in the 12th part right now, in the night. The moment the sun comes up, that's when we are in the 13th. Okay? And in the daytime of the 13th, which is the kingdom, man. Time for the kingdom. Okay? We're gonna wake up in the kingdom. So Yahushua was already preaching the end. Verse 16. Now as he walked by the sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And Yahushua said unto them, come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men. And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him. Okay, now, because you can just read this like, oh, beautiful, they followed him.
No.
Straightway, he told them that, and they forsook their job. Their job was to fish and to provide for themselves. But in order to take care of this truth, they had to forsake it. Now the same thing you have to do in this truth also. You have to realize that some things are not convenient or you're not able to beneficial, or you're not able to combine it with this truth. For example, let's say you are a soccer player. I used to be a baseball player. I thought about going back into baseball, you know, just as a hobby. But how? Saturday is a game day.
Game day,
Sometimes it's Sunday, but hey, if it switches, what if it's on the Sabbath? Training on the Sabbath. That's why in this truth you're not really able to do team sports, because your team wants you to come. Okay, but it's the Sabbath, or you have to teach. How you gonna come? So it's better to do a sport that you can, you know, just decide when to do it yourself. If you want to go to the gym, yes or no. If you want to go jogging, want to go to the dojo, you can go. Okay, but the point is they forsook what they was doing to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You got to be in that same spirit.
That's right.
Precept on that also. Yeah. This is because when they heard it, they forsook it, but also they were sealed immediately. This is Ephesians 1 verse 13, verse 12. That we should be to the praise of His glory, who first trusted in Yahushai, in whom ye also trusted, after that ye heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, in whom also after ye believed, ye were sealed with that Holy Spirit of promise. So these men, when they heard Yahushua speak, you know, then they were one time sealed. They're like, okay, yeah, this is it, salvation. This is what I'm gonna do, you know.
But at that point, they didn't know the whole truth yet.
Yeah.
So the Spirit just told them like, yeah, follow it. But they didn't know it yet. Just like how when we heard this truth, we didn't know everything
No.
instantly. We
Only
didn't
thing
know
is-
about the cherry. We was like,
No,
the
no.
Hebrew Israelites? Whoa, that's new. The Lord is a dark skinned man.
That's
what?
when I started.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I heard that, I'm
then
like,
you
okay.
Yeah,
start to
yeah.
find out the chariots, salvation, spiritual power. Okay, now you know. Okay, so that happened with James, Simon, and Andrew. They straightway forsook them. Now comes James and John, verse 19. And when he had gone a little further, thence he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, who also were in the ship mending their nets. And straightway he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the ship with the hired servants and went after him. So now the next part comes. They forsook their father. Now through the Spirit, I did the same thing. I was working a business with my father. We was putting glass and making frames on big company buildings and stuff like that in Norway. And then these devils, they did some things. They wanted to file. They wanted to go to court with us. So my father said, just go chill over there in Holland with your friends for a moment. Take the money and then go there, chill with your friends for a week or two, and then come back. So I took the plane, came to Holland. I chilled here with the guy that used to be in the truth. I chilled here, and then he told me that there's GMS. No. We went over scriptures, stuff like that, teachings. We watched teachings and stuff. Then I went back to Norway, but the Spirit was like, nah, you got to go back to Holland. So he said, there's still no work. So I was like, okay, can I go back to Holland? My father said, yeah, go back to Holland, because I have no use of you here. My father is very rough man. He said, yeah, go back to Holland, man. I have no use of you. Basically, you're just eating the food over here in the house. You know, I have not. Just go. So I went back, and then this dude that was in the camp, I said, no, I told him I want to set up a camp. He was like, yeah? I said, yeah, like GMS Netherlands or something like that. He was like, there's already a GMS in Holland. I said, what? He said, yeah, man. This dude that we know, he's teaching that. I said, what? I said, yo, y'all crazy, man, never telling me that. I said, where they at? Yeah, in Amsterdam. Then he showed me a couple of videos. I said, man, we going, man. We going. He said, when you want to go? I said, when they teaching? Yeah, Saturday. So I was like, okay. And it was Friday. So I was like, hey, let's go, man. Let's do this. I just came to Holland, you know. While I used to live in Norway, I brought my stuff. So I said, let's go. Next day we went. I stood in the camp. Brother told me, like, go to the other side. You don't have a garment. You're not circumcised. And I'm ready to teach, basically, man. So, but what happened then, my father called me again after a couple of weeks. He said, come, I have a new big project we can work on. And I told my father, I can't, man. He said, why not? I said, I have to stay here. Because, you know, I found something. I gotta do some things, you know. But hey, my father is an austere man. He's very angry. He got angry. He was like, he rebuked me basically. So this is what you do? I invest time in you and that. I said, hey, I can't come, man. So that's the same thing. I was working with my father, just like James and John. Forsake your father, man.
Yeah, man.
They left their father on the boat.
Hanging there.
Hanging there.
He'd be like,
Hey, is this how you do me?
So
You do me like that?
I never thought about this, but it just came in my mind. I did the same thing. My father had all kinds of plans, set up a side company for me, go to the Caribbean islands, work there also. But that was not the will of the Heavenly Father, man.
Okay.
The Heavenly Father was like, nah, you ain't gonna do that. You're gonna do this. There's no job, so you go to Holland, you find out there's a camp, you join the camp, and that's it, man. Okay? October 2014. That's when it all started, man. The camp. Because I came in the truth March 2014. Yeah, man. So that's what they did, man. Let me read that again.
I was
Mark.
reading this book this week. That's why I was kind of like, okay, they were fishing and then they saw Yahushua, so they immediately stopped.
They immediately stopped.
That's why I linked it with Jeremiah 16.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, when you learn about this truth, you realize what your flaws are and how much you didn't know, man. When you was walking in the world, you thought that you was this deep dude, all these philosophies and stuff like that. But then you learn about the truth, and you're like, I don't know shit.
Yeah,
I
God.
don't know shit, man.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
truth is humbling, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you have pride, if you have demons on you, you won't be you will not be humbled. Now, if you will not be humbled, then this truth is not for you, man.
That's right.
You want to battle, be like, oh, I know something. You get to step in them, man. Then this truth is not for you.
That's the first thing that Apostle Gabar said. The first thing that has to go is the pride. You have to be made humble and meek. That's
right.
why when I got this friend in Suriname, he's like, why all these things happening to me, this and that? You know, he got introduced to the truth. And now it's all of a sudden he lost his job, car breaking down and stuff like that, you know. I'm like, that's because, you know, our people are stiff-necked people, and as soon as they hear something, they're gonna run with it and roll with it like they created it. But then the Most High, as soon as you come into the truth, then you're being humbled down, you know. You're gonna be made little and small and know that you're nothing, basically, you know. And that's when the Spirit is gonna be started to dwell with you. Because once you leave that pride, once you're not prideful, once you're humbled, then you are more willing to hear than to speak.
Yep. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
So this is speaking about the 12, because the 12 disciples, they are going to be judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You're going to have Yahweh, then Yahushai, then you're going to have King David, who's the Prince of Kings,
Which is the head apostle also, Apostle Peter.
God. Yeah, man, I just read about that, and he was a Zerubbabel in the reincarnation. So you're gonna have them, and then you're gonna have the 12, and then under the 12 you're gonna have the 144,000 according unto Reg, because the men that do more, they're gonna get more. You know, you want to tell me that you that came in the last trump, you're gonna get more than Apostle Tahar, you're gonna get more than Abba Bivens, you know, who is Elijah in the reincarnation? No, man, there's gonna be a reg order in the kingdom also.
Yeah.
The ones that turn many to righteousness, they're gonna shine as as stars. You know, and you also with the strength, you're gonna have one that is feeble among them. He's even gonna be as King David. You see,
King David in the state that he was in this world, but not in the kingdom, man. You're not gonna be as strong as King David, man. Because in the kingdom, King David is gonna be on a whole other level.
Yeah, man. He's
He's
gonna
gonna
be.
be like God, meaning a power, not the Most High, but a power. Okay, verse 29. And everyone that forsaketh houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
So this is what you're gonna get, because look at Job. You know, this Bible, these stories that we read about, they all have been fulfilled. You know, the end of the thing was better than the beginning. When Job started, he lost everything. You know, everything except his wife, because his wife was still nagging in his ear. But then in the end, he got much more than what he bargained for. And the same thing is with us. You know, we are forsaking things here, but we do not know, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what the Most High has laid up for us. You know, and also with this brother that is coming into the truth. You know, he was into that Surinamese thing. You know, you go to the Lukumang and stuff like that. But then his mother saw like, hey, yeah, you've changed, you've become spiritual. And then he says, yeah, I'm reading the Bible. He says, oh, I thought you were spiritual in, you know, going to the groves and doing things with spirits. But no, I'm spiritual with the Bible. Okay, that's good. I'm eating clean now and stuff. Oh, me too. So I'm gonna cook for you. Okay. But then all of a sudden, after a while, she's like, hey, but you're taking this thing way too serious. You know, these females, they're always taking it lightly. Just take one verse, read it, and be like, okay, that's done for today.
I believe. Yeah.
But then
Like that's how they do it in the churches too. They read one verse and then they done. Their whole church ceremony is concerning that one verse. How long will you simple ones love simplicity?
God.
The scriptures is way more than that, man. We can give you more verses in 1 minute than the church gives you in the whole
sermon.
In the whole
Sermon.
or
That-
sermon, whatever.
And that's when you know, my friend, this brother that I have in Suriname, he's starting to ask me questions like, okay, what about this, what about that? So you see that he's diving into it because he also wants to cut his people up. You know, when people ask him something, he wants to be able to know what the explanation is. Like, okay, no, that thing that you just said, that's not true because the wicked flee when no man pursue it. You know, but the righteous are gonna stand bold as a lion. You know, so he asked me certain things. I'm like, okay, but
That's the
is
spirit, because that's how it starts. The first practice you get in this truth is you doing something that is actually not wise, telling all your
Yeah.
family members. You
That's
always
always-
get instructed, don't do that, but you still do it.
Yeah.
So the wise thing is not to do it, but guess how the Most High teaches you? By letting you fall and get back up. So you do something, you get in a crazy fight with your family, you lose your family members, they be like, damn, I shouldn't have done it. But because you did it, you learned how to battle them with what they say.
Okay.
You see? Because your family members is gonna be like, no, it doesn't say that. It says this and this and that. They be like, shit. Go back to the videos, learn how to break it down. Oh. You come back with scriptures. What about this?
What about this, that, you know?
You know, like in the beginning, they come with, be like, yeah, we're not supposed to eat the pork and stuff like that. And then they come with Matthew. Yeah, but the Lord said, not what goeth into the mouth could defile the man, but what goeth out of the mouth. You're like, shit. Damn, I didn't know that one. You go back and then you read the breakdown. You be like, oh, it's that simple.
Yeah.
You go back, you say, hey, it's talking about the washing of hands, man. They was eating bread. It had nothing to do with pork. Yeah, man. Then you learn. So that is your first practice arena, man.
God.
Like when you start a new game, do you want to practice first or you want to go in the battlefield?
tutorial.
What
Tutorial,
does Jake do?
good.
Yeah, tutorial.
Yeah.
What does Jake do? They go straight into the
Into the
battlefield, man. They
battlefield.
be like, okay, let me just do the practice.
This is the practice.
Let me just still do. I had that many times.
Yeah, man, you
I
get
have a new
chopped off.
game. They be like tutorial or you want to start
No, man.
straight away? I start
Straight away.
Then I don't know how to do certain shit. I'm like, shit, I still have to play the tutorial. Be like, oh, like this.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
how you do it. Okay,
Practice
let's
make
go.
perfect.
Yeah, man. Never skip practice.
Yeah, man.
Never skip practice. So yeah, man, this is and like I just read, everyone that Matthew 19 and 29, and everyone that had forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Now, the longer you in this truth, this just becomes like a list, man. You just father, done. Mother, done. House, done. Land, okay, we ain't got no land nowadays, but done. Children, done. It becomes like a list, like work. How many things can you lose, man? For real, man. Because Satan is trying his best to get you out of this truth. So
Okay.
how many things can he take away from you? When are you gonna fold? That's really what it goes into, man. He wants you to fold. But hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, that's not gonna happen.
It's contrary to what is happening. It's only making you stronger because the more things you lose, then you're getting a thicker skin. You're getting calluses. You're getting hardened. You know. So after a while, you're like, okay. So you know how to maneuver through these afflictions, but now the Most High is gonna put another affliction or another challenge for you that you haven't mastered yet. But at the end of the day, you're gonna master that, and then you're gonna move on to the next level. Because the point of all these tests and afflictions and hardships and chastening is to build up your faith. That you should have faith in yourself. That you're doing things by yourself.
I
No, it's
believe
by
in myself like the world does.
the Most High. You have to put all your faith in the Most High. That's what's gonna save you.
Yeah, man.
And to finish what you were reading, the Jeremiah 16, you still got it?
Yes, I still got it on deck. Shall I start by the beginning?
Go.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
And the mountains and hills that represents these bunkers, these places that that these elites think that they're gonna be safe in, but they're not gonna be safe, because what does the Most High say? He's gonna change these fishermen into hunters, and they are gonna fetch them from all these places that they're thinking themselves to be safe in, you know, from the nuclear missiles that are gonna drop. You know?
Going back to Amos, Amos chapter 9, verse 3. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. How's the Most High going to search? Through his men.
To these men, the hunters.
Hunting, man.
Yeah, man.
Hunting is not, it's not just gonna land in front of you.
No, man.
Nah, man. To hunt means to
Seek and seek.
You know, in that movie Twilight,
Yeah, huh?
the speed of these vampires.
Yeah.
Yo, fast, man.
Yeah, man.
I saw a clip of you on Instagram.
Of me?
No, not of you. Anime with the nuclear bomb hitting, and then he started to run. And then nuclear bomb is coming closer. He's like, "Poof, next level. Nuclear bomb's coming even closer." Do you remember that? Yeah, man. You got it on your Instagram. It was anime. And then he's running. You see the bomb is getting bigger, you know, when the ICP, the mushroom cloud comes. That he just started to hit, I don't know, supernova or the sound barrier or something.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
So your
That's-
channel?
That's the quickness that we're going to have. You don't forget about that. And also,
But we don't have to run from the nuclear missile. They just stand. You see it coming. I
Yeah,
had a
man.
dream about that, man. I had a dream that I was in Holland, and I was talking to people. I said, the missiles is coming. And the missiles came, but I had the power to hold them back, hold them off for a little moment.
Crazy.
Like to hold it back a little bit. So they was going, you know when they go like this? But then I made them go very slow, like a time lapse.
Yeah, it's like I can't.
And I was teaching them, like, repent, hey, pray to Yahweh Shemi Shai, you might get delivered. Yahweh Tazah, you know. They was like, nah. And then I heard like a voice, like, it's done. And then
done.
I went
come
up.
up hither.
Then I went up in the chariot. I went up, and I saw, like, you know how Holland is from,
From
above? I saw it. And then the missiles came from Russia. So they was over Poland. And then I let go. And then the missiles went. And I went up and I saw Holland got destroyed. And then I went up and then it became black. And my wife, she was laying on my bosom. And at that same time, the dream continued with her. And she came in the chariot. So I went up to the chariot. That was the dream. She went into the chariot.
Hey.
And then she was in the chariot and she saw two men, which were angels.
Angels.
And the angels pointed to four screens, like televisions. And she saw three things she saw clear, but one thing she saw a little bit vague. But she didn't go further into that, like, what is this about?
Hey, that is
But I was
spiritual,
like-
man.
And then I woke up and I said, hey, I had a crazy dream. I went up into the chariot. She said I had a dream that I just entered into the chariot. So the dream just it passed through us both, man. That was crazy, man.
That is
That was very crazy. I never forget that dream, man. Yara Tazada is going to be the case, man.
can't.
You know, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
What
man.
I've been thinking about is that you become one flesh with your wife, because the same thing is what the brother in Suriname also. He got a dream. He is now in the truth, you know, starting to learn, and then his wife gets a dream about a chariot. I'm like, huh? You know, that really shows you that you're doing something good, because otherwise your wife wouldn't be having these prophetic dreams, because that's her prophesying. You know. And his dream, to go into his dream was right before he was looking for the truth, and then he went to sleep. What had happened was that he heard somebody at the door knocking, And then he went to the door. He saw somebody dressed in white. He couldn't really make out his face, but it was somebody with a beard. And then he bid him to come in. And then he said, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of things to offer you, but here you have some water. You know, so the first part of the dream is Yahushai. Yahushai, he's knocking at, oh yeah, and the thing that he said, he's like, as soon as he opened the door, he straightway hugged him. You know, like you miss somebody that you've never seen before, like a big brother. And that's Yahushai. Yahushai is our big brother, you know. So Yahushai, he was knocking at the door, as it says in Revelation. If you will open it, then I will sup with you. And that's what he was doing. He didn't have much to offer, but at least a glass of water, he was supping with him. And then he, my friend in his dream, he was like, yeah, you know, he was stressing and stuff. But then when the spirit, when Yahushai left, he said, don't worry, I'm gonna make everything right. I'm gonna take everything upon me, and everything's gonna be okay. So that even further shows you more that it's Yahushai, because if you read Isaiah 53, it speaks about how Yahushai, he would take all the sins of Israel. You know, so that's how it started for him. And now his wife is getting dreams. You know, she got that dream about a chariot, and with me also, with my wife also. When I'm busy with the spirit, then she often, when she goes outside, she's like, hey, I saw a chariot. So that's how you and your wife become one. You know, the things that she's gonna see something and then she's gonna tell you about. It's like in all these other books in the, let me see, Samuel, for example. You know, the angel spake to Samuel's mother, and then she went to tell his father. You know, sometimes they also see something, but they can't really interpret it. So
and why did Rebecca love Jacob? Because the angel told her he's gonna serve. The elder shall serve the younger.
The younger, yeah.
That was spoken to Rebecca.
Rebecca,
man.
yeah. That's why she was.
Like this. He's chosen. You know.
That's how she was like, hey, your brother wants to kill you. You gotta flee.
I'll put on this hair, you know.
You get the blessings.
Yeah,
so
man.
All those things were done through that woman.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Now that is something that you women should meditate upon.
God.
What she was doing, instead of being, I'm Rebecca, I'm Deborah.
I'm Deborah.
Get out of there, man. I'm Sarah, Sharai.
I'm somebody.
I'm
No, man. The Most High just performs the things towards the men that have to be set up.
God.
Sometimes through women, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And the thing concerning Deborah really was a sign on how low we have sunken, man. You know, first the Most High set up a female judge. Yeah. Y'all can't rule the people, so let me set a woman over you. Now we have sunken even further, because now
A woman has surpassed a man. God.
no, yeah, that also, but we are under the basis of men. So the lowest of the lowest nation upon the planet Earth, we are under.
Yeah, man.
So that shows you that we are really, literally at the bottom right now. We can't sink any lower, man.
We are the tail.
And that's why usually, I can't really flourish with these Edomites above me, man. You always got to work through their structure or something.
Yeah, I know.
I want to be creative. I mean, hey, you can do this also. No, this is the procedure.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to them. Because I had the same thing what he's talking about at my job. You know, I work like this, and then the guy says, no, you can't do it like this. I say, why not? He said, no, let me show you. No. I said, before you show me, I'll do it my way. Click, clicks. I do it. He said, oh, yeah, I see it also works. But you should just do it like this. You should just do it like this. I look what he does. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it my way. Talking about you have to do it like this with these keys on the keyboard. I'm like, nah, man. Look, I can just easily do it like this. And my spirit, I always use the numbers on top. But you have the number pad on the side. I don't use that. He says, why don't you use that? I say, because I don't want to.
I like the numbers where the numbers were there on my pad. I always like to, because that is easier, man. I always go over there, you know. Tick, 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 tick.
I don't do that. So he says it's easier if you just tap it like that. I said no. While I'm typing, I use those numbers, tick, 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 and I keep going here because my laptop doesn't have it.
Yeah, mine too.
So
but
your
laptop
has only the numbers above. So that's why my spirit doesn't go to that side thing. Because On my laptop, it doesn't even have it.
Yeah, on my laptop too. But on my pad, I got it. You know, it'd be like.
Yeah. So they want things to go their way.
Yeah, it's always like that.
And I'm like, no, why? You know, first year at the job, you'd be like, good morning, good morning, good morning. After a year, you have a permanent contract. What motherfucker? like the picture that I said, like with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
With the crazy hair.
With the crazy hair, yeah. What
With the crazy
motherfucker?
eyes.
Yeah. And the eyes is in the eyes.
Yeah, man.
One small, look at you fucked
Yeah,
up.
man.
That's how I was also at the job that I was at. It's like, yeah, why don't you smile? Always when I'm walking in the hall or something, why don't you smile? Like,
Yeah.
why?
Why should I
Why?
smile?
Yeah, what? Why?
Let me ask you a question, you devil. Why should I smile? These things that are going.
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah. But in my head, I'm
But
be.
what you was
He's
thinking,
thinking.
What fucking devil?
Fucking
What do you
devil.
want to say? Shut the hell up! I got no reason to smile.
Smile, man.
That is actually the thing.
Yeah, I'm still in
Then
captivity.
you say like, yeah, I was thinking about something else.
Yeah.
My thoughts were drifting.
floating on.
Floating.
And I was just,
Yeah, man. And I'm be like,
okay.
okay, you want to be me, the happy Negro?
you laugh, you
Yeah. Because they feel,
These
they
devils
feel.
really don't know, man.
No,
But
man.
This, you know what this is? The way that we appear at our jobs and how we are next to our jobs should show you like people might say that they are something, but they are not.
They are not.
They have their life next to the job is still you cannot imagine it unless you know your mother mouth and you spill the beans to them man, that they know your whole life.
Yeah.
That's why when I looking for a new job and I want something creative, I don't want something where but limits me like, okay, this is the procedure, this is what you gotta do. No, man. Yeah. Because these damn faces of men getting sick and tired of them telling me how it's supposed to be.
It's always like that,
You gotta
man.
have maybe 5 or 10 options, and I'm gonna look which option I want to do in every project. Not everything is the same. You know, I don't really like that. And that doesn't challenge you.
That's why in my line of work you have I don't know how you say uitvoerder in English, but it's like project leader. You have different project leaders, and they all have their own way of working.
Yeah.
So when I come on your project, I see, hey, he does it different than how I do it, and you can learn off of that because everyone is allowed to fix the project the way he wants to fix it.
Okay.
You know, there are no restrictions. But yeah, man. So to finish off Amos.
Contractor is our name.
Yeah, it's our name, man.
Amos 9 and 3. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them.
Yeah, man. So even the animals are gonna be against these people, you know. And if you look at X-Men, Superman, that's us.
Okay.
You see, he has X-ray vision. That's gonna be us. How do you think? Because the elect men, they created the elements, you know, so they can be like easily see through the elements or change the structure thereof to see through it, you know. So that's what the Most High is gonna do. He's gonna send the men to hunt them. So these elites, they're gonna think, oh yeah, I'm gonna fill my belly. New World Order is coming, like when you read on
$1 billion bunkers
Billion.
with everything in it, even a prison cell in it, because they know they're a bunch of devils and
Yeah.
someone is gonna go off. So they have prison cells in it, $1 billion bunkers, man,
Yeah,
on the
man.
ground. Though they hide themselves in hell, hell is what? The word there is Sha'awal, which means the grave.
The grave.
The earth, which represents the earth. Though they dig into the earth and build a bunker over there, they still gonna get got.
They're gonna get gut.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
These dumbass preppers. Here we store all the food on the put it on TV.
Yeah.
Here we have all the food
All the food supplies.
If this runs out, we really fucked. Oh, really? So if someone just remembers or knows you, like, oh, so that's what this person down the block has. What you gonna do in those days, man?
In the days of hunger and famine, man, they're gonna snatch it from you.
And they also make communities, right? Communities with only preppers.
Yeah.
Even they gonna turn
Yeah.
against each other, man. Because it says that in Zechariah,
well. I also wanted that 7-9 also. 7-9.
Yeah. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold everyone on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. You see, so that's the time that is coming, man. They're not gonna pity each other. It's just gonna be survival of the fittest, man. Survival mode.
Read some of that.
Yeah, man.
This is 2 Ezra 15, verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand to fight against another, and swords in their hands. God, so there's gonna be people fighting against people, you know. Let me read it again. Read it again. Second Ezra 15, verse 15. Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, man. People's gonna go buck wild, man. Swords in their hands. Okay, that's why Esau knows what time is drawing nigh. So in America, they trying to take away the guns, man. They set up false flags where they speak about that. It's because the people are allowed to have guns. That's why these things, these terrible things is happening. They trying to take away the guns from the people because they know that as soon as there is a sedition among men, which the sedition represents or means rise against the government, they don't want the people to have guns, man. Military weapons, ARs. Come on, man, you don't want that. Okay? And you know, I'm into the stock market, and Smith and Wesson is the stock of Smith and Wesson is going up, man. Because people is buying more guns, more and more guns. You know, the way they see the society is going, man.
Okay.
They're buying more and more guns, so the stock price goes up continually.
2 Ezra 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Yeah, man, because they are not gonna give a fuck about what the government says.
Nope.
Okay? Now, I spoke about this yesterday also because they are loosening up a little bit over here in Holland. Wednesday, the 28th of April, they're gonna open restaurants and stuff like that again. But you know, it's all just a game. It's just a cat and mouse game.
That's right.
A cat and mouse game. But the cat, he ain't hungry, so he playing with his food. He playing with his food. He lets him go, but the cat knows he can't go nowhere. So the mouse thinks he gets a little bit of freedom to run around, but the cat is like, but you can run, but where you gonna go?
You gonna go nowhere.
You're locked in this room with me.
Yeah.
You can't go nowhere. You fucked. Okay. Now that's what the government is doing across the world, man. They first they say like, we are not gonna have such hard rules. And the crazy thing, what they did here in Holland, they really snake tongue. Last summer, there was no lockdown.
No.
There was no lockdown.
No.
Holland didn't have a lockdown. But then in the winter, we have to go into lockdown again.
What?
Wait a minute. There was never a lockdown. What you talking about into a lockdown again? They use that word again.
So that you're used to it.
So that in your mind you think like, oh, it happened already. So I already know what's gonna happen.
That is what they're doing.
Let's not browse up. Let's not go against them
Yeah.
because it already the first time it already happened.
Oh,
So
we're gonna do this thing again. What happened in the summer? Wait, did we go into lockdown in the summer? No, you didn't have no fucking lockdown, man. So man, the devil tricking you.
Tricking you.
The devil is a liar.
You remember Ak, when last year I was talking about the Maxime Waters passports. There was like, oh, that is fake news. You cannot tell. And now
what?
And now what?
Exactly. England, the UK is wants to roll them out around July. July they want to roll out these passports, man.
Yeah, man. And the same is with the MOTB. Now you cannot speak about it. You know why? Because they're gonna roll that shit out.
MOTB, the Mark OP. I call it the Mark OP.
The mark of the you cannot say it. You cannot say it anymore, man. That's why I say it. You
a
can.
whole lot of clips.
My videos get cancelled, man, if I say it.
Because of the government that with the mark of the beast they trying to block the C-19. So because those things is in it, plus they scan the screen, so they see the article, so they know what you're going into. So what you can do is you can put a disclaimer in it. I did it yesterday.
That is the best thing.
I put a disclaimer because I was reading this.
Hey,
article.
the battery is almost Donsky.
I was reading this article yesterday, and then I said disclaimer. I'm not talking against the World Health Organization.
I can't.
So just in case you strike this video, go to this part of the lesson where I say I'm not talking against it. You can do that, man. Just put a disclaimer.
Yeah, I do that, man. This is the best to do, man.
You know how it started off? They took down a lot of videos of ours in the beginning because of copyright. Copyright claims, so-called. So then you was reading Second Ezra's. So they're not gonna regard their kings nor princes, man. So at a certain point, Esau is gonna, implement new rules. That they're loosening up now. It's just the cat let go of the mouse.
Yeah,
Go and be free, and then soon we're gonna block everything from. Why didn't you tell me you had this?
No, I haven't. I bought it 2 months ago or something like that. But
I could have just grabbed the cable and my phone would still be running.
But it was off. It was already off when you left. Then he looked at it, like, huh? The
Screen was black.
Yeah, but you had to light it up then. And there you go.
Yeah, I lighted. Then I saw the time. Then I was like, hey, it's still on, but the screen is black. But then it went away again.
The Samsung came in the screen?
No, the Samsung didn't came.
So maybe it's still on.
I think so.
Bruv.
No, I don't think so, because we did it with the three of us.
And the other thing with them trying to stretch this is they are doing this for us to be able, for them to be able to endure longer. Because if you keep choking the people constantly, they're gonna get violent. So now you gotta loosen your grip a bit, give them a bit chance to breathe. So the next time you can endure longer, or these people won't be as rowdy.
Or put a tighter grip, just like they did. The first lockdown, there was no lockdown. So now they put a tighter grip. Stores closed and gyms closed. Man, shit's going bankrupt.
Yeah, man.
Companies are going fucking bankrupt.
But that is what they want.
Yeah. How the fuck the bars is opening, but no gyms?
Yeah, and they sit till 6 o'clock. So the people that are working, because we working till 6 or 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You ain't gonna go to. You need to shower first. You need to do. Man, if you come outside,
the restaurants is till 6.
Till 6, yeah. The terrace. You can sit on the terrace, So that is what they're gonna do, And a lot of these people from these bars, they are complaining, man. They be like, "Hey, after 6, everybody come from work. They want to enjoy. Gonna be sunny, But you cannot go, man. That is the frog in the pan, That is what they're doing, man.
Frog in the pan. Break that down.
In the pot.
Frog in the pan.
In the pot.
They're frying you. You have a frog in a pan, and then bit by bit, you turn up the heat, so that he doesn't feel that he's being
cooked.
And boiled. But then you have another one that jumps in, like, hey, what the fuck?
It is hot.
Yeah,
it is hot.
No, man, it's just right.
Turn up the heat.
Turn
bit
up
by
the heat.
bit,
Yeah, man.
So it comes less aggressive towards you because they know, especially here in Holland, man. They know the people, man. The people been rioting since this shit started off. Okay, they know if they come with harsh rules immediately, this whole country is gonna be on his ass.
They're gonna be like, huh? Here in Holland, we can't stand for this.
We have to strike.
Yeah.
This is not no barbaric country. We're Holland. We're the Dutch.
We're the Dutch.
So let's go strike. Let's go against the government. We have a party over here. We can sign a petition. We're gonna send it to the government, and B won't stand for this.
Yeah.
That's how Dutch people think.
So they slowly but surely are putting their rules, to the people, man.
Yeah, man.
So finish that.
Second Ezra 15, verse 16 again. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Yeah, man. So that's what's going to come out of it is that the city's going to be blocked. Checkpoints is going to be set up by the governments. Okay, because they already spoke about that here in Holland, man. That you're going to be restrained from going into another city. To keep this C-19 under control. You done?
That's how these other nations are also, or other countries are looking at Holland. You can't really trust the media, because the media is saying that you can't go into another country because these other countries, they want the Dutch out because the Dutch have the most infections, and they are the ones that are going loosely around with these measurements. But when you do cross the border, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
No, man.
And it's the same thing. You have to go to the city. You have to go into the mall on an appointment. So they be like, okay, fuck it, then I don't go. So I didn't go to the mall for a long time. Then brother said, hey, let's get some wine at the mall. It's like, okay, let's go there. You see people walking in and out of stores like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing, man.
What the fuck? I didn't know this was happening. So they just want to hold you back there.
That is what
And
they're
then
doing.
They just do their things. They're cool with it. The same thing with the curfew. You don't see people get pulled over. Hey, when the 9 o'clock curfew was there, I was driving after 9. I see a bunch of people.
Me
still
too,
on
man.
foot, Ain't they supposed to pull
Pull everybody over? No,
But they
man.
just publicly announce like, hey, this is the fine. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But then the cops ain't even doing nothing about it.
Hey,
They like, yeah, because they just get ordered like, take it easy.
Yeah.
We don't want to fine a lot of people because then we're gonna get in trouble with the people.
God.
Just say this is the rule, and that people are gonna be scared, and then they're gonna be a little bit mindful.
Yeah. But
they really do
my brother-in-law too, man. He went to Suriname like 2 weeks ago. He came back Thursday.
Quarantine. You gotta be in quarantine.
No, man, he been chilling.
2 weeks.
He been chilling.
You be chilling. Fuck
He brought a sopropov for me, kousenband. He brought all these things for me. Fresh. I was like, hey, what's happened?
But then in the
But in
media,
Suriname, there's weekend lockdowns.
Yeah, they have it. He told me, man. I said, Suriname and the people now, man, they are really poor, man. He said it's fucked up now, man.
Yeah, because one SRD is like divided through 19.
19.
Yeah, 19 now.
Yeah, man.
But
There was
there
8.
It was 8. Yeah, where you went.
dropped.
Yeah, it dropped quickly.
man.
Yeah, man.
So if you have 19 SRD, it's €1. And when we was there, it was 8 SRD was €1. And the salary stays the same.
Tastes the same.
So you get, let's say you get 1900 SRD, which then would be €190. No. So like, let me
100. 1900. would be
1900, but
€100.
the 100,
But
yeah.
let me put it differently. So you get 1900 SRD. You used to get 200. Now you only get 100.
Yeah.
But your salary stays the same.
It's the same.
Even though the value drops. The same thing on Aruba, man. You get these stupid ass coins with Aruba on it. Aruba, Florin, which is
Florin.
The gulden. My father was there. He said, oh, because they changed it a while ago. My father was like, okay, so this new fancy money. Can I go to Curacao and pay with it? No. On Curacao, they look at it as worthless.
Worthless.
Because you can use it there.
Yeah.
When I brought the Surinamese money over here to Holland, I had a lot still. So I was like, yeah, I have to exchange this.
Yeah.
They said, what you want us to do with this?
They don't.
I said, it's money. When people go to Suriname, you can give them this money. exchange it
Yeah.
for euro.
But they
They say no, we don't need this monopoly money. That's fucking monopoly.
this is
They don't
nothing
do
for them,
nothing
man.
with it. So yeah, man, this is the current state of the world where we live in right now, man. And
Okay.
the value of money is going to drop. The system is going to drop. Economic collapse. People is gonna go buck wild. So checkpoints is being gonna be set up, and people is just gonna go crazy, man. And then diverse temptations is gonna pop up, wherein they gonna push this RFID chip on the people. Some are gonna take it. Some are gonna die for it. And that's the time that we are approaching, man.
Can I say something real quick? They call it what they try to push now, the fourth industrial revolution, and that is from the World Economic Forum, and they try to push that. Because yesterday I was looking the van der Leyen, that woman from Europe. She's always for yesterday she came for the Maxim, you know. They bought all the Maxim like $1 million from Pfizer, you know, and you see what's behind the banner. Science gonna win. I was like,
Zion?
what? Science. I said,
science.
yeah, science. Science gonna win. And I was like, hey, that was a jab. I was like, hey, look at these devils, man. They cunning, man. They like, you know, the science what we created is gonna win over Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Yeah.
That was what was in my mind immediately.
But also
Their
control.
book is gonna win over this book.
Can't.
Also controlling the people, because
Yeah.
in this movie Assassin's Creed, they said, yeah, we tried religion to control the people, then politics. It's time we give science a try, because they wanted to control. And
Yeah.
that was just a message right there. They want to control the people through science, which is the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast.
That's
what
right.
They want to push upon the people to control the people, man. Okay, because the religion didn't work, because Gadites, Jake was fighting against their white Jesus. Then they tried politics, like allow them to vote.
Yeah.
Then Jake is like, fuck your votes.
Your votes, man.
What's it gonna do for me? Okay, so that doesn't work neither. And then now they're gonna come with the science. So finish that. And close it out.
It's also like what the brother went into last week. You have this article where it speaks about how you have the anti-science movement. That's how they're gonna call you if you don't take their advice. If you
Yeah.
don't take the crack scene, you know,
Uh-huh.
then you're gonna be called the
Crack scene.
anti-science movement. Yeah.
God.
And they are in the same division as terrorists. You know, people that go contrary onto Esau's government. You know, so that's
True.
what's gonna happen. That's why what you said, science is gonna win. They already have these plans like, oh, you don't believe in science, you're gonna be put in that category with the terrorists, and you're gonna go to a FEMA camp or I don't know, you know, something like that. Yeah. God, so this is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be troubled, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yeah, man. So great tribulation is coming to this place, and they're gonna be in terrible fear. Why? They don't have Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to lean upon. Okay, they're gonna be in terrible fear, man. Trembling. They don't know whether Esau is gonna break in their house, take away their children. Those times is coming, man. Okay, whether the guy from down the block, who the neighborhood knows owns guns, has guns, is a violent guy. Gangs is going to be set up, okay, and houses is going to be invaded for the lack of bread, man. These supermarkets, these stores is going to be emptied out, man.
Okay.
I will listen, man. When this government falls, I'll give it a week, man. Not even a week, like a couple of days. All these food stores is gonna be empty.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's gonna be empty.
There was precept on that. I already had it on that. This is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 21. Because victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
Yeah, man, and that's happening now also with the stock market. You know, people be buying stocks. They say, hey, this is like, this is so too cheap, man. You have to buy it now, man. It's too cheap. It's like, yo, because when the stock market spikes a little bit, then they make a lot of profit, man. But what I see now, we living in times that these elites are playing around, man.
Yeah, man.
They make you buy stocks for 200 euro, one stock for 200 euro. Then the market crashes, it goes down to 50, but you're not allowed to sell it. So you be like, huh? I want to sell my stock, but you're not allowed.
Kan.
You're not allowed to buy nor to sell until it goes up again, and then your profits are minimum. They just freeze the whole stock. What? I saw that happen, and I didn't have no investment in that. It's called the GameStop.
Yeah, the GameStop.
GameStop.
Yeah,
But
man.
the name is spiritual.
Yeah,
It's
man. The GameStop.
Man. The game is about
This is to stop.
Like game.
Yeah, man. Elder Ayaton went in that. I was listening to a lesson from him from Wednesday, and he was exactly, because there was a guy from the stock market was talking about it, and he invested a lot. And he was like, yeah, I thought I had a lot of money, $500,000 or something like that, you know. And then in a few days, the stock dropped. He lost everything almost, man. He was crying, man. On the YouTube.
You know, the thing is, this stock went from like $7. It went to 300 something. So just think about it, man. In a couple of days, but the stock fluctuates so much. So if you buy it when it's $100, in 3 days it might be $300. So your $100 becomes 300. So this guy puts 100,000 in it. It becomes 300,000. A guy that puts 500,000 in it, it becomes one and a half million. Quickly in a couple of days.
Yeah, man.
But after those days, it can drop again. So you just cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out. That's how people become millionaires. So hey, but they put an end to that, man. But hey, they're gonna smoothen it up. They're gonna make it all attractive. Like, oh shit, it's turning back to normal, and then, whoop. The whole system is gonna crash. Hey, order app KO, man. Order app KO, and people are gonna be in distress. But the children of the Most High, you know, the man in this truth, man, they're gonna stay faithful. Yara is out till the end, and not gonna fold, man. So yeah, man. With that, yeah, that was more.
Okay, let me read again. This is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals. Which, if you go to that word victuals, it means food and nourishment.
Yeah.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, man, it's just gonna get worse, man. It's just gonna get worse. And we ain't gonna stop until the missiles drop, man. It's just gonna get worse and worse and worse, and people gonna think like, oh, let's loosen it up. No. It's all a game, man. It's all a game to keep your mind in prison. Because this world is a big prison, man. And if you don't realize that it is, you're just like a bird. Okay? You're just like a bird, man. So yeah, man, with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to
Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai,
Ba'asham Rakakadash.
Ba'asham Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there that's spreading this word, this sincerity, and the truth all over the four corners of the earth.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Wat heb ik gedaan? César. Suave, ja man. Zeg, dat gooi je niet. Hey, fuck, jammer.